Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. So, the old stream farm is back. I have been away for a few days. I realise this has been out for a few days. This came out, I think, the day I went away, which is typical, isn't it? A few people have asked, am I going to do a map tour? And a few people, I know for a fact, do wait until I do my map tours. So take this however you will. I'm going to put it up. If you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't, don't. If you're already playing on the map, if you've already watched other people's map tours, there may be stuff on this that you already know. If so, so be it. But I thought I'd go around and do one anyway. I have to say, wow. This is by BlackSheep Modding. It's 219.94 megabytes download. The FS19 version was 281.96, so less megabyte download. The slot count is a little bit higher. We'll get onto that in just a moment, but not horrendously. My rule of thumb always has been, for a map that has been ported over from a previous version of the game, has enough been done to it to make it different? There's nothing wrong with maps that stay the same, that take on all the new features of the new game. Some things get changed, a little bit tweaks here and there, because there's that nostalgia thing. Some people like to play on a map they played on a previous version, and they like that familiarity of it staying the same. What I will say with this version, there's a lot of familiarity, but a huge amount has changed. I mean, an absolutely huge amount. Contracts are available. There are some mods put in by the map makers, which we'll have a look at in just a second, and we'll talk about the slot count too. The map itself then looks like this. Now, a lot of the field numbers have changed from the FS19 version. A lot of the placement of things have changed. The course of the river has changed. A train has been added, which we didn't have on the previous version either. Obviously, there's all the production chains in here. On the previous version, I'm trying to look, the river kind of ran from the central bit here, and it kind of came up and round and did a loop and came out the bottom. So this is all, it's changed massively. The landscape looks fantastic with some great stuff added into here, I have to say. On the FS19 version, there was a section up the top here that was like buyable. It was like a completely open plot of land. You could do whatever you want with it. So quite a lot has been changed. As you can see, there's trains coming in here. Ortenberg is the sell point off the map. So if anything that comes up for sell points for Ortenberg, you're going to want to use the train. And we've got railroad silos as well. Now I'm on here on New Farmer. What do we start with on New Farmer? Well, the periphery of the map, which is this bit here, is 0. So we can buy and sell the periphery, which takes in a few bits and bobs here and there. We start off with field 2, and we start off with the main farm, which is just here. The main farmyard itself is 232,536 to buy. Field 2 is 89,112. If you come onto here on Farm Manager or start from scratch, of course, you won't own those. Also, if you come onto here on both those modes, the livestock pens and stuff are all there, but they won't show up until you buy that plot of land. That is also the same in this mode for a couple of the other plots too. Field prices aren't too bad. Like that one there, 93 grand. Obviously, they're going to go up in size, but this is and always has been a fairly small map. The very first version of it was tiny. Then we got a sort of second version which added some stuff onto the side here. Then the third version had a stuff up here, and it's kind of evolved into what we see now. So like I say, some has stayed the same, some is very, very different. All the FS22 features are here. If we go into the farmhouse, our sleep trigger is just here. And around the corner we've got our wardrobe for changing our clothing to be appropriate for whatever activities we're taking part in, which is wonderful. We come out into the yard, we have got a vehicle workshop just to the side here. Chicken coop tucked very nicely into here. 150 chickens this will hold. It's weird how every version seems to be kind of a little bit crisper, a little bit cleaner on all the maps, not just this one. But what I also like is the layout is sort of the same. This is very familiar, obviously. The layout is there, but it has changed. Things have changed orientation. It seems a lot more open wider spaces for moving around as well, which I like. Barns and sheds, no shortage of space for putting things in, with lighting inside as well. All very lovely. We have got our dialogue box for our cows, which is over here, which will hold 150. This pen has changed a little bit. I'm sure on the 19 version it was a bit odd. It had kind of 2 triggers, if I recall correctly. If you're new to the game, that will mean nothing to you anyway, but it's just kind of interesting as I go around to have a look. The various different triggers for bedding and feed troughs and things like that are all inside the building. You do also start with manure pits on here, and we've got silage clamps over the back as well. If we skirt around the outside, skirt, I don't know. I don't know why I did that. No idea. It just happens. We've got another entryway just here. We've got a sheep, and the dialogue box is around the side here for our sheep. We can have 100 just there. As we continue round, we've got a silo tucked away in between the buildings here that will hold 400,000 litres. It's a standard crop type silo. It's not a multi-fruit of any description. John Deere there, we start with 2. Then we come round, barn space there, to the pigs, which are around here. This is your point for getting your milk out from your cows. Slurry point around the side there. Slurry point for the pigs was around the other side there. Dialogue box for your pigs is here. It will hold 60 with the various different troughs. Harvester tucked away there. Like I said, we've got 3 silage clamps, 1 at the front here and 2 around the side. Now the thing about this farmyard as well is you can sell everything. If we go into the build mode and we highlight something, we go across to demolish, we can demolish everything if we want to. Now what I will do is, what angle did I do it from? I'm trying to think. I think it was over here. If you demolish everything, it may look a little bit like this. And that's everything. There's little triggers that come up for removing the manure heaps and things like that as well. So you can clear the entire area. You can restructure it if you want to, or you can set your farm up somewhere else. It doesn't have to be here. Now's probably not a bad time to talk about slot counts as well. A nice big kind of placeable point up the top here if you want to put other buildings, sheds, productions, something like that up here. You absolutely can. So we'll sweep back down into the yard. There's a pickup out the front which we're going to grab to go around the map. Now, slot count. What do we start with? Well, as far as equipment goes, that's not the one I wanted. I'll get there in the end. On New Farmer, we start with Vent Fabric 511C. We've got the John Deere 7810. We've got the Deutzfahr Topliner Harvester. We've got a Schaefer front loader. We've got a pickup Class Carrot 140 TD trailer. We've got the header for the Starliner, weights, header trailer, front loader tools. We've got the HK25, the Nordsten seeder, cultivator, plough. These are all fairly small bits of equipment. And the slot count, actually, was it showing? Not on there. Let's go up. If this doesn't show now, I'm going to be... Why is this... This happened to me before. I don't understand it. I went onto the map, come out of the map, and then the slot count stopped showing, and I don't know why. It's doing it again now. Bear with me a second. Let's try that again, shall we? I've come out of the game, and there's the slot count. I don't know why it wasn't showing. Anyway, so on New Farmer, 1,066 out of 5,155 if you're on PS5. Obviously, if you're on PS4, PS4 Pro, that's going to be out of 2,749, which still gives you a lot of slots to play around with. So that's with the equipment we start with. Now, on Farm Manager and start from scratch, that slot count will come down from 1,066 to 989 because you don't start with any vehicles or machinery. However, once you've bought this plot of land, you do still start with all of the buildings, which can all then be sold, and you get the slots back on those. The slot count then came down to 914. However, on FS22 because there's all the production chains, and if map makers have put production chains buildings around the map, you can potentially buy those production chains buildings, sell them, and get slot counts back on those too. So you can probably get it even lower than 914. But I'm going to be honest with you, I think that's pretty impressive. Getting down to 914. That's if you sell all these buildings. You don't have to, of course. You can leave them just as they are. So what we're going to do is we're out the front. We're going to grab the pickup. We're going to go around the map and we're going to have a look at some of the sell points. Now, obviously, as with any map tour, I'm not going to show you the entire map. That's not possible. We'll go around a load of the sell points and things. I'm going to show you. It's difficult to kind of explain. Like I say, if you're new to the game, if you didn't play it on FS19, if you didn't do this map on FS19, all of the changes, the map layout, if you are used to this map, the map layout is very different. In places, which is weird because this bit here is all very familiar. There are some buildings that have changed, some buildings that have moved. Like I say, the water courses have changed. There have been a load of details added, some removed. As we head up the hill to the store, the main machinery store, some buildings kind of gone here, but it just has a lovely feel to it. Road layout slightly tweaked. The machinery store has had something of an upgrade, I'm going to say. Wow, this looks so different to the previous version. Store trigger is just inside. Repair trigger is just round to the side here. Nice big open space with huge gateways for getting machinery in and out. This is not necessarily a map for big machinery, but if you wanted to, you can get stuff in and out, you could use it. The reset point is also here, so if you get anything stuck or you need to reset something, it will reset back here to the yard where your vehicles originally spawned. There's this bit as well, like looking out here, how all this has changed over the various different iterations is amazing. So if we come from the main store here, I will do what I always do, and I'll show you on the map where we've been and where we're going at some point. The bakery, just waiting for the vehicle to go, I probably shouldn't be going around there, should be one way. The bakery, sell point is just tucked in, part of the production chains. The bakery is 50k to buy, 50,000. It's kind of how the place is kind of built up and altered. It's amazing. So, heading down the hill here, we have got some roads that have been removed. When you come down here, there used to be a road that kind of went across at an angle. The biogas plant has moved place a few times, and when you first come onto here, it doesn't look like there is one. When I was saying earlier on about having to buy the plot of land on farm manager and start from scratch to get all their animal pens to appear, that is the same with the biogas plant. What is nice about the biogas plant here as well, it kind of goes a little bit kind of FS19, a bit old school. You buy the plot, it appears, and you own it, and it's not mega expensive. So the sort of standard in-game ones that are millions, you know, it's not millions, which is lovely. So we're going to first head out to another sell point here. We're going to get to the train later on, so we're going to do a few of the sell points by train. The landscape is very picturesque and feels very kind of lush and green. I like it. We are at the biomass heating plant. So we've got biomass heating plant, which is just here, which is one of our sell points. We have got just here the debris crusher, which you can tip into from up here, or you can put into from down there. And we've got a lime buy point just over there. Obviously, if you want to put one of the debris crushers that turns your stones into lime, you can put one of those in if you wanted to. So we come back to our map. We'll see we've come from the main farmyard here. We've come up to the store, bakery, followed this road round here, and we're now here at the biomass plant. We're going to head out across here, which takes us to, I'm trying to think what it was, farmer's market? Sugar mill. I think it's the sugar mill next. And this is the plot we're going to be looking at. If you look at those bits there, kind of a bit of a giveaway, but we'll get to that in just a moment. I'm still kind of astounded by how, yeah, I mean, there, like I said, there is that huge familiarity, but so different at the same time. It's very, very well done. It will feel like playing on a completely different map. So, head into the kind of village town a bit more. no shortage of really, really well made, picturesque bridges. I love the flower pots everywhere, and yeah, it's really, really well done. So, sugar mill is just here, part of your production chains. The sugar mill will set you back 80,000 if you wish to buy it. Across the road here, actually I should have driven in, but it's fine. We have got our biogas plant. Now, as you can see at the moment, I've got all the various different triggers on, interactive markers, but they're not on here. We've got a couple of big silage clamps just to the side here. So we go onto the map and zoom in. If we click on it, actually, you know what I'm going to need to do? I'm going to put some money in, aren't I? I need to borrow a load of money. Let's borrow as much as I can borrow. That will do for the time being, I think. So we go back to our map. Should have stayed on it. There we go. And click on this. This plot will cost you 164,592. That's not bad for a biogas plant. If we come back up and then click on that, you can now see the biogas plant icon has appeared. 250 kilowatt. And all of our various different triggers are here. If we click on it, we own it already. There are materials missing, of course. I'm going to turn those off because you get charged otherwise. But then you have got the biogas plant available. So the biogas plant is here. It was always kind of one of those things where I have my checklist of things to look for when I'm doing a map tour, and I kind of scan around a map normally. If it's not there, I'll put a question mark or there is no biogas plant to the start. It's always a little bit harder when you've got plots on a map, when you have to buy them to get things to appear, because you're never quite sure what plots around a map you're going to need to buy to get things to appear. But the fact the building's already here helps somewhat. So yes, biogas plant, not too expensive. Don't have to have it if you don't want it, but it is here if you wish. Actually, you know what? I should have probably stayed where I was. That's all right. So, well, we get something a bit more map, don't we? Next stopping point is going to be the farmers market, and then we've got another plot just opposite the farmers market. So, swinging just there. Farmers market sell point is just here, and directly opposite we have got a plot that needs to be purchased, because at the moment there are no horses showing on the map. I've got nothing coming up to open those gates. I can't do anything with it. But if I go on to here now, and this plot here, buy that, which will cost you 62,184. You'll see the horse trigger has now come up. We should now be able to open the gates. Various different triggers for bedding and feed and those kind of things are all here. And if we go around to the sides here, we've got a dialogue box for 16 horses. Again, if you don't want to run horses, you don't have to. You don't have to buy the plot. It's entirely up to you. Actually, once I've bought it, I'm just going to say, I don't think some of these you can't sell. I think it's the main farmyards you can. Some of these are kind of like, say, they are built in place, so you can't really do a lot about that. So that's your horses. If you want to run those, you will need to buy the plot to get access to them. Right, from there, we have got the grape processing plant, which is tucked around here. So here's our grape processing plant. If you decide to do grapes, you want to turn them into raisins, or grape juice, you can. And directly opposite, we have got the spinnery, which is just there. The grape processing plant will cost you 80,000. The spinnery will cost you 60,000, part of the production chains on both of those. And then from here, we head out to, I want to say the dairy. Yes, I am talking to myself. And yeah, again, all of this is so different to how it used to be. Oh no, hang on, no, we get to dairy. Keep parking on these bits here. We've got the restaurant sell point. Restaurant sell point is just here. And next to that, we've got the tailors, again, part of the production chains. So if you have done the spinnery and you've got fabric, you bring your fabric to the tailors, they make it into clothing, and you can make an absolute fortune. It does pay very well, the tailors. So the tailors is 100,000 to buy, again, part of the production chains if you want to do that. From here, alongside the road. Oh, that's a new train just going past. Just when I don't want it to. We're going to head to the dairy. And then we're going to head north to the northernmost sell point. So dairy is just here. You're doing butter and your butter and chocolate. Mine's gone blank. Anyway, that's your dairy. Dairy sell point, well, dairy point production days is 40,000 to buy. We're now going to head north to the sell point, the GCHB grain elevator, which would have been originally the kind of that big open placeables plot that they added. I'm a bit of a sucker for architecture, and what I love is architecture blended into nature. I know it sounds really weird, but that juxtaposition between some natural beauty and something man-made. And I do like on here all the various different bridges and bridge designs and layouts, and it just all fits really, really well. So the sell point up here, the GCHB grain elevator, it's just tucked in there. What we're going to do now is head south to the railroad silo. So from the horses, farmers market and horses, crate processing unit, spinnery, restaurant and tailors next door. We then went up the lane to the dairy, and we come all the way up here to the GCHB grain elevator. We're going to head back down now to here's the railroad point, and they're going to follow the railroad round. So we've got a few sell points to look at. Now, like I say, there's this whole section of the map here that doesn't have sell points on. There's loads of fields and stuff for you to have a look at. I'm not going to venture into that area. We're going to kind of skirt around the outside of it via the train. But like I said, there are so many places on most maps, unless a map's very, very small, to explore and have a look. Now, something I haven't come across, that's not to say there aren't any, I haven't come across any collectibles at all. On some maps, you just kind of stumble across them while you're going around. I'm not saying there are any, I'm not saying there aren't, I just haven't come across any. So. Back past the turning there, we'll take this side turning down here, which brings us to the railroad silo. I'm not sure what the capacities of the railroad silos are. They're normally pretty high. But I do know that they will take extra things in these ones. So you've got your railroad silo in, and you can use it for storage. You can transfer from the train to the silo and then take out of the silo there. You can put into the silo to put onto the train and take elsewhere if you want to, or you can just leave stuff in the silo and just use it as an extra on map silo. We do have our rent train point just here, so I'm going to press that. Oh, actually we might be in luck, it might not be too far away. So we're going to hop onto the train. It should be coming. Actually, you know what? I can't take it for granted which way it's going to come from. I think it's going to be that way. The fact we already saw it go past, I'm hoping it's going to just be from there. There we go. Just about to see it. Yeah, so this will take... Oh, we will double check, but it will take... I'm sure it takes olives. I think it takes grapes. I think it does potato, sugar beet, sugar cane, wood chips, as well as your standard crop types. Not quite a multi-fruit silo, but not too bad at all. Right, let's hop onto the train. Start it up, open the cover on the first one. Should say start filling. So, wheat, barley, oats, canola, sorghum, grapes, olives, sunflower, soybean, corn, potato, sugar beet, sugar cane, wood chips. Yeah, so I have got that right, that's good. Now, unfortunately, with the camera collision, there are a couple of bits here. We've got a couple of tunnels and stuff where you'll get a bit of a camera flick, but and also you see some extra bits here. There's like a placeables area just here. It's not a field number, but you can buy this plot out here. There's some great kind of road layout sections just here, but like I say, we are going to get this weird with the camera collision. But look at the way this is set up here. goodness me. I didn't do it that one, that's good. I'm going to slow down because very quickly we come upon the sawmill and carpentry. We do have another rent train point here. I think all of the points like this, there is a rent train point put in. We'll hop out. Rent train's there. We've got our carpentry, part of the production chains is just here. Carpentry will set you back 60,000. Sawmill will set you back 100,000. So, if you buy the sawmill, you can bring your lumber here, you will get planks out, and you'll get some wood chip, if you wish to do that. If you buy the carpentry, you can bring your planks from there to the carpentry. The carpentry will also take lumber as it is, so you can put lumber in there, but this will take planks as well, and then you'll get furniture out. If you want to go down that route, you absolutely can. So our carpentry and sawmill point and rent train is just here. And then we shall continue through the stunning scenery. Unfortunately, with the camera collision and the, I think we're almost at the map edge just here. There's a bit where the river bends round and we go over another bridge. And I just thought it looked fantastic. I was trying to get a really nice camera angle for a thumbnail or just a picture. And I just can't. I tried, I can't seem to get it just right without the camera flicking right in on the train or because the bridge is in the way. But this bit coming up here, it's so nicely done. This old kind of slightly rusted bridge as the river bends round. Fantastic. Really liking it. Field shapes, all varied. I know some people do prefer a square or rectangular. Some people prefer much bigger fields. They don't necessarily like European ones. A lot of people don't like the way AI workers work on fields like this. I personally, I like it. I do like that variation. And what I am going to do, I'm going to stop here. Because if I get too close to the crossing down the bottom, which we're going to come to in just a moment, there's that constant bong, 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 bong as I'm trying to talk, and it will drive me mad, so I'm sure it will drive you mad as well. But anyway, we'll have a look on the map in just a second, but we are at the animal dealer. The animal dealer for buying, selling, loading, unloading of your livestock. But also there's the animal dealer sell point, which is just here. So if you get something comes up that says animal dealer, this is where you want to bring it to. We'll go back to our map. So we came from the silo there, all the way around here, carpentry and sawmill, just there, and rent train. We've come all the way down here. That's the point I was talking about, a lovely bend in the river. So we're just here. So livestock market, animal dealer. We're now going to go to the grain mill and another rent train. There's a gas station. And then the exit of the map there, if the train follows this route round going forwards, is there. And then to the north, it's just up there. And that takes you to Ortenburg. So if it comes up on the map saying Ortenburg, that's off the map. That's the sell point where the train will head off to. So what we're going to do now is head round to the grain mill, which is just around the corner. Hop the fence. Again, part of the production chains. It can be up here as a sell point, or you can buy it if you wish. The grain mill will set you back 96,000. Probably just there. If you wish to buy it, pallets would spawn out here. Another rent train point here with the gas station just there. And your exit off to Ortenburg goes out that way. That's all the sell points. That's the sell points and kind of the main points. I keep checking the map because of the situation here with regard to the biogas plant and the horses. I've been looking at all of the plots to see if there's any other plots that I've missed that look like they might house something else. But to be fair, all of the livestock is covered here in the main yard. The only thing that wasn't was the horses. Biogas plant I couldn't find, which is there. I can't think of any others. There's plenty of forestry as you look around that you can do if you want to do forestry. It's a lovely map. It really is. And like I said right at the start, there's a nice familiarity to it. But that doesn't last very long because the rest of it has changed massively. And I think that is to its credit. If you were in any doubt, if you were thinking about, oh, I played it on FS19 or I played it on FS17, or yeah, I'm not really, it really has changed massively. And I think with production changed, all the extra stuff you can do on it, it's well worth another look if you haven't had a look at it, or if you haven't thought about playing it. Very cool indeed. The Old Stream Farm by BlackSheep Modding. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, thanks for watching.